are a lot of reasons. We know that there are more young men remaining single than in any recent generation. And I do think that there are a lot of factors, but I want to dive into what I think is one of the biggest reasons why I've been hearing from young men as to why they have decided to remain single. I've come across a video of a gentleman talking about his experience, and it looks like he's in his maybe late 20s or 30s. And I think that he verbalizes his experience really well. So, the first thing we're going to do is listen to it. And I want to talk about what he's talking about, the impact of what he experienced, and the change of mindset that he kind of breezes over. But I think that a lot of men are going through exactly what he went through, and it's making a very large impact on our society. And
This video right here is very important. I think it's very important for men. And I'm not going to say the older men, because the older men have been through what this young man is fixing to talk about. They've processed it. They've been through the divorces. They've been through the heartbreaks. They've been through the breakups. But my thing is that younger men are more controlled by lust and will type things than anything, and I think that is what traps them into these type of situations. You find a young lady you're attracted to, you fall for, and you probably move in together, you're spending time together, blase blase, your heart gets ahead of your mind when you're a lot younger. And so it's very important for younger men to kind of pull back from society, and start thinking in logic and making better decisions. But at the same time, I'm not going to blame younger men for making mistakes, because I'm not the man I am today versus where I was 20 years ago. We all have to grow. We all make mistakes. We all have to get to a certain place in life. So I think it's important for older men like myself, middle age and later, to try to put some game on these younger guys, and try to tell them how to control, their feelings and not get caught up in a woman's trap. Because younger females, they are very emotional. Women are very emotional, period. But the younger they are, the more emotional they are. Just like I always say in my videos, they make spontaneous decisions, even decisions about relationships and sex and a lot of things. Is all most of the time prompted by spontaneous decisions, by things they see and experience in the moment. And men need to deep dive and start to understand that overall. It'll help a lot of guys, especially young guys, avoid a lot of heartache and being taken advantage of and things of that nature.
The most painful thing anyone has ever said to you?
It was definitely what my ex said after we had our closure moment. She said that I was the person that got her out of her depression, and got her outside. And then the moment that she realized she had to do that for me, she couldn't, and so she left me. I was in a very dark place. I had a lot of people dying at that time.
How did that make you feel?
Still processing it, yeah. Definitely used, and often feel abandoned in that moment. Made me feel like I've had to have everything secure before I get into another relationship, but that's unhealthy for myself.
Why do you think she felt like she couldn't handle it?
Some people just, I don't know, when the going gets rough, that's when you realize who are the real ones in your life.
What did you learn about relationships?
Even the people you love can do some of the worst things to you. You can choose to forgive them or not, but all you got to do is forgive yourself and accept who you are and just keep going.
the amount
See, this is the thing. This is what I want every man, especially young men, to deep dive into. If he had a broader understanding, a broader perception of what women think and how they operate, he wouldn't have been caught off guard by what she done. If he would have kind of in the back of his mind knew that, hey, literally any day, this woman can flip flop on me, or literally everything that I've put in her, she can spontaneously decide not to put it back in me. If he had that understanding and wasn't so gullible and wasn't so all in, if he just in the back of his mind knew that, he wouldn't be experiencing half of what the pain he is experiencing now based upon what happened to him in that relationship. And ultimately, I think as men get older and they experience stuff like he experienced, and you get middle age, and especially if you get established and you get the house, you get the car, you get the job, even if you got some kids from a marriage or a divorce, or even outside of, like, men get to a point to where they feel like, okay, I don't need the additional stress or problems worrying about, okay, this woman that I'm with, if she gonna turn or flip-flop on me in, at the spur of the moment. And so an older man will get content and accept his fate. He will accept, okay, you know what? I'm okay if I grow old alone, and don't have a woman, and a lot of guys that get a mindset, you know what? I got a friend girl over here, and I got a friend girl over here. We cool, we hang out, we get together every now and then. That's all I need. I don't need the stress and the worry about if you're gonna be here tomorrow. I don't need the additional problems because you can't handle and regulate your emotions and you make decisions on the whim. I don't need that. And that's the thing. As a man gets older and experience these types of things in his life, he becomes content with accepting his life and his fate and where he is, and it don't take a lot for him to be happy. He values peace over companionship.
Amount of men that were in the comments in the original video and in the video that I posted in regards to this video that have said over and over again, guys, do not tell your feelings. Do not open up. Do not be vulnerable like this to a woman. They have experienced this. I can't even tell you guys, as a woman giving dating advice, I can't tell you absolutely don't worry. Just tell her your feelings, because honestly, I don't think that most women can handle it. It's so tough, guys, because I think it's really difficult to really know how a woman is going to react to your vulnerability. And for a lot of men, honestly, you're so strong and you're so committed to being a provider that maybe you never really experience a large hiccup in your life. And you're in this relationship, you're married, you have a family, and you continue on and things are smooth sailing. But for a lot of men, it's not that. And like, they do have a hiccup in life.
And that's the thing. I want to deep dive into that vulnerability statement. My zodiac sign is a Cancer. So I'm naturally emotional. I'm going to speak what's on my mind and my heart. But men need to understand that don't have that fear of, oh, I'm not going to tell her how I'm feeling and this, that, and the other, because when you get it off your chest, all men are better suited to deal with problems and issues or things that's plaguing them mentally and emotionally. But this is the thing. This is a part of becoming a man. When you open up and you tell her about your feelings, as long as you don't care about the reaction you gonna get, it don't matter the outcome. So if you tell her about your feelings and she leaves you anyway, versus you not telling her about your feelings and she leave, it ain't gonna matter anyway. The woman gonna do what she wanna do regardless, whether you being vulnerable or not. And that's the problem when these relationships fall apart. The men think that, oh, I shouldn't have been honest with her or not. No, it's not that. The key is that standing on what you believe in and accepting that you can't control the narrative, but also being a man. That's what being a man is all about. And what I mean by that is, I don't care what I tell her. If she leave me, she leave me. I'm gonna accept it. I'm gonna man up and move on from it. But nonetheless, I appreciate all the support. Please like, subscribe down below. Everyone have a blessed day. And thank you, thank you, thank you.